The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Arctic Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at Arctic Fantasy with the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It is currently Wednesday afternoon, June 25th, around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Rose Scott Reichel, going solo for this pod. Dylan could not make it, so we're going to go through with the solo episode, breaking down every game for the Thursday card. I believe there are only 9 games on the card, so not too much action, but still enough to actually do a show. So once again, looking forward to breaking down the games. Quickly looking at what happened so far today in the baseball, you saw Skeens lose the pitching matchup as he really did not pitch well early in the game. They eventually pulled him after 4 innings. Could have won a 5th, but decided not to, and they ended up letting Misiorowski get the win as he went 5 innings of 8 strikeout ball. Only 74 pitches, but once again, still looks very good. ERA of 1.13 now. He's been very, very solid. Now, the Diamondbacks also got killed by the White Sox as the White Sox won 7-3. Padres are up 1-0 right now in the 4th inning, and the Red Sox do lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. So once again, not too much drama so far today, but either way, point is a nice job by the Brewers, beating Skeens and getting the job done there pretty easily. As you saw, the Pirates trail 4-0 early, then the bullpen actually pitched well. Didn't matter, though, as the game did go under. Bit of a heartbreaker if you had the under 6.5 and you saw 4 runs against Skeens immediately, but either way, the game did go under and then ended up landing 6. So either way, that's going to wrap it up for the recap. Before we get into any of the games here for Thursday, a reminder that you could also find more content with SGPN because there is a brand new contest as NASCAR's in-season tournament is running and is happening, and as a result, SGPN is running a free contest. Head over to sportsgamepodcast.com/NASCAR contest to get in on the action for a chance to win a $200 gift card. To make sure to subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. A reminder, once again, NASCAR's in-season tournament, enter the free contest for a chance to win a $200 gift card. So $200 gift card for free by going to sportsgamepodcast.com/NASCAR contest. Anyway, time to move on into the actual games for the Thursday card. Starting off with the first game on the card, going to go with the A's against the Tigers. Now for this one, you have a matchup between Springs and Undecided. Undecided, though, favored at -160, and the A's are +135. Over-under is set at about 8.5. Now, we know the A's have been really bad this season, but they have been better on the road. They are 17 under as a whole, only 5 under on the road. Tigers, though, have been great, 50-30, 27-12 at home. Springs this season has been pretty up and down, but he has been better lately. He has allowed 3 earned in his last 2 starts combined, so he has kind of turned a corner a bit. He has been better on the road as well. So for this matchup, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup because we don't know who's pitching for Detroit. Now, looking at the form of both teams, the A's have been playing a bit better lately, but still not very good, as they are 6-5 in their last 11. But for their sake, that's not bad, because there was a stretch where they couldn't win a game for about 2 weeks. For the Tigers, though, they're 20 over. They've been fine. They won the first game of the series 11-4, won the last game against Tampa. Besides that, they're 4-3 in their last 7. So both teams are not really in great form at all, but the question, do I think this price is too big? Without knowing who's actually pitching for Detroit in this game, look, it might be. I think I prefer the under in this game. I think at the end of the day, the A's offense maybe can do a little bit of damage against whoever's pitching, but I think that Springs might have turned a corner. I think Springs is actually going pretty well. The A's offense, I still don't trust. They still leave a lot of guys on base, and I do question the approach at the plate for a lot of guys besides Rooker, for example. I'll go under 8.5 here for the side. It's tough without knowing the pitcher. I'd probably go Detroit anyway, but I do think it would be an under game for me. Have to wait for the actual pitching matchup, though, officially, before I make a full decision, but I go with the under into this one. Moving on to the next game, you have the Blue Jays against the Guardians. Now, for this game, you have Gausman against Bybee, -110 on both sides. For the over-under, I see the line being set at about 8.5. Now, Gausman this season's been underwhelming, 5-6, 4.6 ERA. Basically the same, though, with his home road splits. Bad lately, though. Over his last 4 starts, he has allowed 17 runs. Got shelled by the Diamondbacks last time out, 4 1/3, 7 earned, 2 home runs allowed. Bybee, though, has been okay. A 3.86 ERA, bad record, but that's basically due to lack of run support, and his ERA at home's been great, 2.5 ERA. However, he was not good last starts. He went 8 innings, 11 hits, though, 5 runs, 4 earned. So not exactly great outings, but at home, he has been pretty steady and Gausman has not. Yes, the Guardians offensively not very good. Aware of it, they're one game over 500, but the Guardians are 3 over at home. The Blue Jays are 3 under on the road. I don't trust Gausman. I think that right now, Bibby's in better form. Good enough for me. Give me the Guardians first 5 in this game. I do think maybe Toronto can make some noise at the end of this game, but I do think that Gausman is definitely the inferior pitcher right now, based on current form. Give me the Guardians at home. If you want to go for the money line full game, I don't mind it, but I think I prefer the first 5 here. Give me Cleveland to win the first 5 in this matchup. Moving on to the Mariners game against the Twins. Twins still can't win a game. You have Hancock against Woods Richardson, and for the money line, you have the Twins minus 125. The Mariners are plus 105. For the over-under, I see 9. So the Mariners, I said before, have been decent. They've won 4 of their last 5. Fun game yesterday where they blew a 5-run lead, 1 in the 9th inning. But for the Twins, damn, this team sucks. There's really nothing else to say. They've lost 5 in a row. They have lost, I believe that is 11 of their last 12. And the pitching has been a joke. So the Twins have allowed only 6 runs in 5 straight games, and they've allowed at least 9 runs in 4 of their last 5 games. They cannot pitch to save their lives. And for the actual pitching matchup for this game, once again, Woods Richardson, not very good. Hancock's not great either. So I do think it should be a pretty evenly matched battle. Not in a good way, but for the sake of the actual matchups. Now, for Woods Richardson, he was actually decent last start. 6 innings, 3 runs against the Brewers. Before that, he was pretty good. But the problem is the Twins still right now can't really pitch. They've fallen apart again. September all over again from last year, but it happened in June. This team's awful. I got nothing else to add. They're favored in the game, which I think is mean. Hancock's not good. I'm aware of it. Gave up 9 earned last start against the Cubs. I like the over in the game, but I think for the sake of principle, Minnesota should not be laying against anybody. And Seattle's actually been in good form lately, winning 4 or 5. So even though I do think Woods Richardson is technically the better pitcher than Hancock, I can't take Minnesota minus 125. I think I got to go with Seattle in this one at plus money. I'll go with the over in this game as well. Don't trust either pitcher. Think 8.5, which I found on FanDuel is appealing. Give me the over 8.5 in this game, and I'll go with the, once again, dog here. Give me Seattle based on current form on the money line at a plus money price. Moving on to the Phillies against the Astros. Now for this game, you have Sanchez against Brown. Good pitcher's duel. Houston's minus 150. You have the Phillies at plus 125. For the over-under, I see it being set at 7. Bit of juice there on the over. Can't really argue with it. Brown's been great, 1.88 ERA. Sanchez at 2.87 ERA. Been better on the road. Sanchez, though, has allowed less than 3 earned runs in 5 straight starts, and Brown has been an absolute demon all season long. Houston minus 150, I get it. Do I want to lay that? Not really. Both teams record-wise are pretty similar. Houston's great at home, though. They're 28-13. It's really tough for me to pick a side because I think Philly can make an argument has a puncher's chance of keeping the game close and maybe doing damage off the bullpen. Do I like Philly's bullpen? Not entirely, but I think I like the under in the game. The first 5 might be a juice 3.5, which I can't really give out, but I do think you'll see a low-scoring game. I'll go with the under. I think that 7 is a bit high. I see a 3-2 type game. Really tough to bet this game, though. Not much value. Feels like the sportsbooks kind of took all the meat off the bone for this game. So I'll go with the under, and I think that's basically it. Maybe Philly if you want to go for a spin, but once again, really not much that's appealing for this game. Feels like the odds makers kind of drain the fun out of this matchup. Moving on to the Rays against the Royals. Now for this game, you have Baz against Lorenzen. For this one, Tampa's minus 125, Kansas City's plus 105. For the actual over-under in this game, I see it being set at 9.5 or 10. So for the matchup, Lorenzen has not been very good this season, but Baz has the much better record, but basically the same ERA. It's a .81 for Lorenzen and a 4.79 for Baz. It's separated by once again, 0.02 on the ERA. But Lorenzen has been better at home. 3.3 ERA, has been better lately, has given up less than 4 earned in 3 straight. But I think that Baz, you could argue, has been the better pitcher. Better on the road as well, a 3.57 ERA. Not great last start, though. 5 1/3, 5 runs against Detroit. He has been walking a ton of guys. He has walked 11 batters in his last 3 starts. So not exactly ideal for, once again, Baz. But the point is, for this matchup itself, I understand the weather should be supporting the over in this game heavily because the wind's blowing out to left center at about 13 miles per hour. It's in Kansas City. Do I actually trust both offenses to contribute? No. So I think even though it goes against the weather, and even though the total suggests the under might be a trap, I think I'm going to fall for it. Give me the under 10. I think 10's too high with these offenses. Tampa, I think, can do some damage. Kansas City, though, I am just not into at all. I understand that Bobby Witt's still very good. Pascantino has been underwhelming this season. They, of course, called up the new guy who has been, once again, not that great so far. Looking at the actual stats, just pulling up the Royals offense recently. Yeah, they've scored less than 3 runs in 3 straight, a classic tale for this offense. I have no faith in them actually doing anything for the sake of this matchup. I like the under, maybe the Royals team total under. Yes, I know Baz not been very good, but the point is this team doesn't really have much, and Jack, since being called up, has 2 home runs in 1 game, a 194 batting average. So he's been horrible since being called up. They don't have enough weapons. I think I like the under in this game. 10 just feels too high. Yes, you can see some home run issues, but the Royals don't really hit many home runs, and the Rays can. But I do think it'll be a lower scoring game. Give me the under in this one. Think it might end up being a lopsided win for Tampa. I like Tampa on the money line. I think that Kansas City is not very good. So I do think you're looking at Tampa being on the verge of maybe taking over first place in the AL East. I'll go with them in this one, and I'll go with the under 10 for this matchup. Before we get into the remainder of the card for Thursday, I'm brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie, because they're available in a ton of locations. Use crypto for easy deposits, finding fast payouts when you sign up. You could also use different sports to bet on. They have the MLB action, they have WNBA, they have golf, they have football futures. But when you sign up for a new account, use the code SGPN. When you actually do sign up, to get a 1% match up to 1K. Terms and conditions of MyBookie, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Circa, because they are still hosting their ultimate fantasy contest for a chance for a 12-person league to win and have their fantasy draft in Vegas, which are VIPs for the stay. Good home ride from the airport, a 5K Tabba Stadium swim and hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. When you also have the opportunity, besides the contest, to use the discount that we have with Circa. Get 15% off all Circa properties with code SGP15. Enter the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Contest giveaway by going to sportsgambling.com/Circa. That's sportsgambling.com/CIRCA. I also realized I don't think I did the... I'll do the second ad read later, actually. That's fine. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Thursday. Time to keep it rolling here. Moving on to the next game on the card, you have the Cubs taking on the Cardinals. Now, for this game, Cubs and Cardinals had a couple of fun games so far in the series. High scoring. You have Imanaga, who's pitching against Palante, so Imanaga's back off the IL. For this one, the Cubs are minus 135. Cardinals are plus 115. For the over-under, I see the line being set at 9. High-scoring series so far. Palante has been underwhelming this season, 4.48 ERA, but he's been better lately. He has allowed 5 earned runs in his last 3 starts combined. So, once again, you're looking at Palante, who's been a bit underrated lately. Imanaga, though, has not pitched in the majors for a couple of months. He's not pitched since May 4th. Could be a weird pitching matchup where Imanaga does have a pitch count, and the Cubs bullpen's still not exactly great. I like the Cardinals in this game. With the fact that they are 26-15 at home, does give me a bit extra confidence in this team. But I do think plus 115 is a good price for a Cardinals team with a decent pitcher in current form, based on, once again, Palante's last 3 starts. Imanaga coming off the IL, not pitching for about a month and a half. And I do think the Cardinals at home have some value. Give me St. Louis at plus 115 for the play on this one. Moving on to the next one, you have the Dodgers against the Rockies. Now for this game, you have Kershaw against Gomber. Dodgers minus 285. For the Rockies, plus 230. For the over-under, I see about 11.5. For the over-under in this game, I see the line being... for the run line, I see the Dodgers minus 1.5 at minus 192. I see the Rockies plus 1.5 at plus 158. Now, Gomber is an ERA of 8.38. Had 2 starts. First one was great, 5 innings, no runs. Second one, the only home start. 4 2/3, 12 hits, 9 runs against the Diamondbacks. Struck out 0 guys in 4 2/3. I like the over in this one. Kershaw was not great against the Nationals last start, and I do think that in Coors, the breaking stuff could potentially struggle in this matchup. But Gomber might get killed. I think it'll be an ugly game in terms of margin. I think the Dodgers kill the Rockies in this game. But I'll go with the over in this one. I think the Rockies can score a bunch of runs. I think the Rockies, though, might do some damage against Kershaw, and I do think you might see some runs. So give me the over in this one at around 11.5. Might be a close game for a bit, but I think the Dodgers eventually break away because the Rockies stink, and I do think the Dodgers have a shot at maybe even scoring 10 runs in this game. Give me the over, 11.5 in this matchup. Moving on to the next matchup, you have the Marlins against the Giants. Now, for this game, you have a pitching matchup between Junk and Birdsong. Two guys have been pretty decent this season. Birdsong 3.25 ERA, Junk 2.60. For the money line, Giants are minus 175. Marlins are plus 145. For the over-under in this game, I see 8 or 7.5. For the weather, not that it matters in San Francisco, but the wind is blowing out at around 6 miles per hour earlier in the game, but it should be about 58 degrees. So not much heat involved. Should be an ugly game. I like the under in this one. Not going to break the pattern here. I just expect to see a bunch of low-scoring games. When these teams get together, these teams can hit. They can pitch pretty well. Give me another rock fight. I think Birdsong and Junk can go decently. I think this total's a bit high at 8. Give me the under. Give me a Giants classic 4-2 win. Something like that. But I'll go with the Giants in this one, and I'll go with the under for this matchup. Moving on to the final game on the card, the Braves take on the Mets. So for this game, you have Holmes against Canning. For the money line, minus 110 on both sides. The over-under in this game is set at about 8.5 or 9. Juice, though, on the 9. The under is minus 125. Now, Holmes has been fine this season. 3.71 ERA. Canning's been fine, too. 7-3, 3.91 ERA. Now, Holmes, though, has been worse on the road by a decent amount, 4.58 ERA, but he has allowed two earned runs in his last two starts combined. For Cam, he was great earlier this season. Recently, not so good. Last three starts, 13 earned runs allowed. And at home, a 4.95 ERA. Now, for whatever reason, the Mets cannot beat this team. The Braves are 4 games below 500. They are 11 games under on the road. And yet, once again, the Mets cannot beat this damn team. The Braves are 5-0 this season against the Mets. So, based on that, the question is, do I want to go with the Canning option, who's been really bad lately, or Holmes, who's been good lately, and you're looking at a Braves team that has also won every game against this team throughout the season? I gotta go Atlanta. I think I have to. Until the Mets beat this damn team, I'm not going to keep betting the Mets. I feel like, once again, the Mets are in free fall. You're looking at a team that was peaking about, a month or two ago. It's been ugly for the Mets, whether it's home or on the road. They have officially lost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've lost 10 of their last 11. It has been a mess for this team. I gotta go with the Braves here. I'll fade the team in free fall. I think that it's a good spot to, once again, fade a Mets team that has really just not been performing that well lately. And I think the Braves, despite not being a great team, have been better in terms of form, and for whatever reason, they own the Mets. So give me the Braves money line for this matchup on Thursday. It's going to wrap it up, though, for the pretty short card, but either way, time to move on into the best bets. And before we get into the actual lock and dog, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, Zonic Fantasy, because they have a brand new contest going on, Best Ball Mania, which they, of course, do every year, but it's officially back. And all summer long, they're giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million for first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place for pick'em. If you want to do some actual once again, entries you can every day. Sign up, though, for a new account with the code MLB SGPN to get a special pick in the first time that offer up to $1K in bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they have a brand new feature called Power Trends. They already detect the patterns. Rhythm's models have consistently have a high ROI. And a reminder, you can also use Power Trends updated every day. So it's a Rhythm, no touts, no noise, it's clean data back picks. Download the app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter. And you can also try it for free for a week by using the 7-day free trial. Go to sportsgambling.com/rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games on the card. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. For the lock on the card, couple of things I was tempted by. I think I might go with a total, though, for this card. I keep going back to the over in this Mariners game. I want to go with the under, potentially, in the Tampa game. But I don't know if I actually trust these pitching staffs in this environment very hitter-friendly. Lorenzen might struggle. Baz might struggle. He has been pretty bad lately. I think that game goes under, but I think I'll pass on that. I think I'll go with the over instead for the Mariners and the Twins game. 8.5 minus 114. I think it's a good number. Seattle's been roasting the ball lately, and I do think you're looking at a good spot for two bad pitchers to struggle in this matchup. You're looking at, so far this season, 4 of the first 5 meetings have finished with at least 9 runs. The first 2 games in the series had at least 11. Seattle's been in great form, but you're looking at the actual matchup, and you're looking at Hancock has been really bad. Woods Richardson's not been very good in general this season. A lot of contact, not many strikeouts. I do see a lot of potential damage being done. 8.5, though, feels pretty low in Seattle. Going through the numbers, has actually scored a bunch of runs. They have scored at least 6 runs in 5 straight, and 4 Minnesota. Did score 5 in the game yesterday, so despite losing, they did score some runs. I see a pretty high-scoring game here. Think it will be a fun matchup when one team, the Twins, have allowed at least 9 runs in 4 of their last 5 games. I do think there's some value on the over. Give me the over 8.5 as my lock for the show. For the dog, did I want to go for a side in terms of the money line, or do I want to go with an actual run line for this matchup? It might be a bit tricky, but I think I'll do it. The Braves don't count because they're minus 110 with the Mets. I'll go with the Cardinals in this game. I understand that Imanaga is the better pitcher when healthy against Palante. Palante's been fine, though, and Imanaga has not pitched in about a month and a half. Cardinals have been great at home. I think it's a bit of a heavy price for the Cubs, despite not really knowing what you're going to get from Imanaga, who might only go 80 pitches, for example, in this outing anyway. But I think 135 does feel kind of expensive for a team using a starter who has not pitched in a while, and the Cardinals have been great at home. Give me the Cardinals money line at plus 115 as my dog. For the home run pick for the show, who do I want to fade? I'm going to go back to that Seattle game. I got to figure out who I want to go with for the home runs, but you're looking at the home runs for Hancock. Gave up 4 last start, given up at least 1 home run in 7 of his last 9 starts. I got to make a case for somebody to go yard here. Jeffers has done it against Hancock before. He actually had a big double yesterday. But for the home run picks, I think I got to go with the simple option. One of the only guys you actually want to back on this Twins offense. I got to look at Buxton. I think Buxton has some potential value. I think that he's a very, of course, solid hitter when healthy, and he's batting about 280. I think it's a decent matchup, though. He's batting leadoff, so he should get some extra bats in this game. He has 17 home runs this season. I think it's a good spot for him. Give me a Buxton for a home run as my pick there for the home run play on the Thursday cards. Going to wrap it up, though, for the show. A reminder, we also have the prop episode if you want some thoughts on the games for Wednesday, not Thursday. We'll be back once again tomorrow to get into the games for Friday. Find me on Twitter, Radio. Good luck to all of you.